morning and welcome to the State of Connecticut Department of Revenue's webinar regarding the overview of pension and annuity modifications. My name is Shayna and I'll be taking you through the first part of this webinar. Today, I'm here to present some good news. The news is regarding the revisions to the subtraction modifications for pension and annuity distributions. Legislation provides for a phase-out for allowable pension and annuity and IRA distribution deductions against personal income taxes. Legislation also extends the eligibility for pension, annuity, and IRA income tax subtractions, such as a single filer with a federal adjusted gross income of at least $75,000 but less than $100,000, and joint filers with a federal adjusted gross income of at least $100,000 but less than $150,000. For the 2024 tax year, the subtraction modification for IRA distributions other than a Roth IRA is 50%. For the 2025 tax year, the subtraction will increase to 75% for those that are eligible to receive such subtraction. So previously, payers that have had an office in Connecticut or an employee in Connecticut and make distributions from pension, annuity, or other income distributions had been required to withhold Connecticut income tax from such distribution. Beginning on January 1st, 2025, payers of pensions, annuities, or other income distributions are required to withhold Connecticut income tax from such distribution only if the payee requests, or if it is a lump sum distribution. So to reiterate, income tax withholding for retirement income distributions is no longer required unless the payee requests. So a lump sum distribution is defined as any distribution greater than $5,000 or more than 50% of the payee's entire account balance, whichever is less. So payees may request the payer to withhold income tax withholding by completing Form CTW4P. If a payee does not request Connecticut income tax to be withheld from a lump sum distribution, the payer is required to withhold Connecticut income tax at the highest marginal rate of 6.99%. So please note that the 2025 Connecticut W4P has been updated to reflect the information previously spoken. So to complete the CTW4P, taxpayers must determine their withholding code based off their federal adjusted gross income. Taxpayers can calculate the amount of tax that they will be withheld by using the income tax calculator on the myconneCT portal. Taxpayers can visit portal.ct.gov/DRS-myconneCT to view the tax calculator. If you would like to determine your tax withheld by paper, please reference Informational Publication 2025(7). Is my Connecticut withholding correct? So taxable distributions can include, but are not limited to, employee pensions, annuities, profit-sharing plans, and deferred compensation plans, could be endowments, or individual retirement plans. Non-taxable distributions, such as a Roth IRA account, are not subject to Connecticut income tax. So why is that? Well, that's because a Roth is an after-tax contribution. So for the pension and annuity subtractions, we would need to determine the amount to use on line 48B of the Connecticut return. So we must first look at the federal return. From the federal 1040 or 1040 SR, you're going to locate line 5B to the extent that such amount was properly included on the return. From the amount on line 5B, you will subtract any military retirement pay, Tier 1 and Tier 2 railroad benefits, and any Connecticut teacher's retirement, if you're using the line 45 teacher's retirement subtraction of 50% to arrive at the figure to be used on line 48B. Taxpayers can review our updated instruction booklet to find the pension and annuity worksheet shown on the next slide. So this is an example of the pension and annuity worksheet that you can file by paper to arrive at the figure for line 48B. Below is a chart depicting the extension of allowable pension, annuity, and IRA distributions for eligibility of the subtraction modification. It is important to review the requirements below when completing the Form CTW4P or determining if you qualify for the line 48B pension, annuity, and IRA subtractions. For the 2025 income tax filing season, the teacher's retirement pay subtraction remains unchanged. Retired teachers may claim either the teacher's retirement pay subtraction or the pension and annuity subtraction on the income they received from the Connecticut Teachers Retirement Board. Connecticut does not allow for a double benefit for the same income. Unlike the pension and annuity subtraction, the teacher's retirement pay subtraction is not subject to income limitations. So, Department of Revenue Services recommends reviewing both the pension and annuity subtraction and the teacher's retirement pay subtraction modification to determine which is more advantageous. A teacher must have received a 1099-R from the Connecticut Teachers Retirement Board to be eligible for the line 45 50% subtraction. So, for example, if a federal adjusted gross income is below the pension and annuity income threshold, it may be more advantageous to take the pension and annuity subtraction modification. But if the federal adjusted gross income is above that threshold, it may be more advantageous to take the 50% teacher's retirement pay subtraction modification. But once again, keep in mind, a teacher must have received a 1099-R from the Connecticut Teachers Retirement Board to be eligible for the subtraction. The teacher's retirement pay subtraction is claimed on line 45 of Schedule 1 on the Connecticut 1040. So that will wrap up my portion of this webinar. Toju is going to take it on over from here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shayna. Hello, everyone. My name is Toju, and I am also a revenue examiner alongside Shayna. In the next few slides, we will discuss how to account for the updates on the Connecticut individual tax return. First up being the Social Security subtraction. The Social Security subtraction remains unchanged for 2025 income tax filing season. Social Security is fully exempt from Connecticut income tax if the filing status is single or married filing separately and the federal adjusted gross income is less than $75,000. Or married filing jointly or qualifying surviving spouse or head of household and the federal adjusted gross income is less than $100,000. If you meet this subtraction threshold, enter on line 41 the amount of federally taxable Social Security benefit that is reported on line 6B of the federal 1040 or 1040 SR. If the federal adjusted gross income is above the threshold for your filing status, the Social Security benefit become partially exempt. Taxpayers can use the Social Security worksheet or calculator on the DRS website to calculate the partial amount. To locate the Social Security benefit calculator, visit our website on portal.ct.gov/DRS myconneCT. Once on myconneCT, under the Individuals panel, click View Tax Calculators and select Social Security Benefit Calculator. Enter the information requested to arrive at the figure to be used on line 41 of the Connecticut 1040. For those who do not use computers to file and are using a worksheet other than from a federal publication, you should verify that the line references from the worksheet is the same as the equivalent federal publication to be certain that you are using the proper amount. Lastly, being prepared is very important. The federal return must be completed before the Connecticut return because the Connecticut return starts with the federal adjusted gross income. Ask your clients to gather all documents prior to their appointment that are needed to prepare the return, such as W-2s, 1099s, Connecticut K-1s, and property tax payment receipts. Please note that filing may be delayed if there has been a change to their name, address, bank account, or method to receive past refund. Taxpayers can check their refund status on myconneCT, which leads us to the next topic. So by using myconneCT portal, taxpayers can register a new business, request a status letter, file returns, make payments, send messages, update account information, and so much more. myconneCT is the most accurate way to file your returns. By using myconneCT, errors are reduced because the myconneCT system will do the calculation for you. myconneCT also ensures that all required information is included on your return before being submitted. myconneCT provides immediate confirmation that a request has been submitted, and it is the fastest way to receive a refund. Now, here are even more benefits of myconneCT. My favorite is that myconneCT is free, and everyone loves free. So DRS takes very seriously the obligation to protect highly sensitive and confidential taxpayer information and implements the highest security protocols to ensure all data is safe and secure. myconneCT also employs a two-step verification action that is part of the logon process. Taxpayers can opt out of the two-step verification if they wish. Taxpayers can send secure messages directly to DRS, and the message will be assigned to the correct department to help resolve the concern. Please note that DRS does not contact taxpayers through text or social media. Taxpayers can retrieve most letters and notices in their personalized myconneCT portal, as well as view past returns. Now, on the left is an example of the DRS webpage. From that webpage, taxpayers can click the first link on the most popular and pull up myconneCT. The image on the right is what the landing page for myconneCT looks like. Taxpayers can click on Create a Username to access their portal. By visiting the myconneCT homepage, many helpful tools are available for those who do not have a myconneCT account. Resources available include making bill payments or estimated payments, visiting the tax calculators, locating the status for your refund, uploading EITC documents, and so much more. And here are some helpful tips. The most common delays for refunds are name changes and address changes. If you know your address has changed prior to filing a return, taxpayers should update their address in myconneCT to make an immediate change. If you are updating your address with DRS, make sure to also notify your benefit plan administrator. Be sure to fill out and attach all pages and schedules of the CT 1040 if filing by paper. Please note, first-time filers will receive a paper check as a precautionary measure. Do you need more time to file? Remember, the due date for the 2024 filing is April 15, 2025. If you are paper filing, it must be postmarked by April 15th, 2025. If electronically filing, it must be received by midnight, April 15th, 2025. But if an extension is required, submit Form CT 1040 EXT, application for extension of time to file Connecticut income tax return for individuals. Note, however, that a request for an extension of time to file is only a request for additional time to file. If you anticipate owing tax, make a payment along with Form CT 1040 EXT on or before April 15th, 2025. Now, to request an extension of time to pay, submit Form CT 1127, Application for Extension of Time to Pay Income Tax. And with that, Randy will walk us through the myconneCT portal.
Thank you, Juju. Hello, everyone. My name is Randy Hari Prasad, and I work here at the Connecticut Revenue Services in electronic filing. And today I'll show you all about myconneCT. You heard my colleagues talk about myconneCT and how to get in there and how to file your individual income tax and report your pension annuity. So today I will show you how all of this is done, how easy it is. There's a couple ways to get to myconneCT. One of them is you can just go to Google and just type in myconneCT Connecticut Revenue Services, or you can just simply come to portal.ct.gov/DRS. And once you're in there, you'll be on the myconneCT. You'll see the most popular on the page. Under the most popular, there is a link there that says myconneCT, file, pay, and register taxes online. Once you click on file, pay, register, and taxes online, this will bring you over into myconneCT. As you can see, the myconneCT page here. But before we get into the username and password, I wanted to point out some other features that we do have on myconneCT. So we do have a business panel here, like let's say if you need to register for a business and you need a CT registration number, make a bill payment, because we're talking about individual income tax. We do have a dedicated panel on the myconneCT page here that you can make estimated payment, extension payments, you can file certain returns, but however, the 1040 and the NRPY return, those are the ones that you need to create a username and password to log in to file those. You can make extension payments, estimated payments. Where's my refund? That's the big one. You can look that up here. What's my 1099-G amount? Or if you have any earned income tax credit documentation that you need to send to the department, this is where you're going to click on the hyperlink and upload it. I know we talk about some calculators, the view calculators. So we do have some calculators here to assist you in your filing for your income tax. So you can, for some pre-preparation, you can come here. We have the income tax calculator. We have the property tax calculator, social security calculator, and the Connecticut wage calculator. So check them out when you have some time. The other features are we have some additional resources here. They're very useful. They will take you to the Connecticut Revenue Services web pages for more information. We also have some tutorials here, like how to file certain returns, how to create a username and password. So now I'm going to scroll back over to the top of the screen, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on create a username, and I'll show you how easy it is to create your username for the first time. So there's some information here. We'll show you what you need to create a username. And now I'm going to go ahead and click next and select individual user, because that's what we're doing today. I'm going to go ahead and enter my social here. And now I'm going to enter the last name. And everything looks good. I'm going to click next. I was able to pass my first verification. So now I need to select individual income tax. And I need to enter my federal adjusted gross income from one of your most recent state tax returns. And I know that amount, so I'm going to enter that amount here. After I enter that amount, everything looks good. I'm going to go ahead and click next, and it brings me into my profile to create the profile. I'm going to go ahead and create a username real quick here, enter my email address. Please take note of the password on the right side of the screen. Enter my password, confirm my password. Everything looks good. Select my security question, and I'm going to go ahead and click next. And I'll get a warning, and I did this intentionally to show you that you can create many web profiles with one single email address. All you need to tell the system, yes, you can use the same email for many usernames. So after I click next, I got a profile summary, and I click submit, and that's easy. I was able to create my username and password. Now we're going to log in into myconneCT. But before I do that, forget your username and password. You know, this comes up all the time because Let's say if you were here last year and now you're coming in the system after a year and you're like, oh, I forget my username. We make it so much easy for you. All you need to do in there is just go in, click on forget username and password. Once you click on that, you will either enter your username. If you forget your password, we will send you a link in your email inbox to put a new password in there. Or let's say if you forget your username, you'll provide the email address when at first time when you created the account, and that's when we will send you the your username in your inbox. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of that, and now we're just going to log in. I'm going to enter the username I created, enter my password, click login. And the first screen I get is a two-factor authentication. You probably heard my colleague told you talk about two-factor authentication. It's just an extra layer of security for your myConnect account. You don't really have to set it up, or you don't have to set it up today. You can set it up in the future. But there's a disable button on the bottom of the screen. You can click disable. But if you do want it to set it up, you can add your phone number or your email, or you can set up an authentication app. And this will able to do the two-step verification every time you log into the computer. Or again, you can disable now, like what we're going to do. And then once you logged in, on the upper right side, manage my profile. This is where you can always go back and reset your two-step verification process. Here you can update your email, you can make changes to your phone number, and update your security questions. So now I'm going to return back over to the summary screen. Before we get into the return, I wanted to point out some interesting features that myConnect has to offer. Some, for example, the Action Center. The Action Center is very useful for you. So let's say if we're corresponding to let you know that your return is due in 5 days, or your return is overdue in 15 days, all of that will be in the Action Center. Any letters we send to you will be in the Action Center. So check it out when you have time. The Action Center is very useful. We have a More tab here. The More tab, we have the submission. You can sort prior submission, manage payments and returns, taxpayer updates. Let's say if you wanted to update your address, you don't have to send anything in the mail to the DRS because it will take some time to get to us and then update in the system. You just log into myConnect, update your address, and you will see it done instantly for you. Even if you wanted to make a name change, you can do so. Close, reopen accounts, add additional accounts, all of that can be done on myConnect instantly. Correspondence, you can send a message with an attachment securely to the department. You can view letters, view messages, or you can request a good status letter also in myConnect. So check it out when you have time. We also have some additional features here like penalty waiver, like where's my refund again, what's my 1099-G amount, or if you have a missing or a stolen refund, you can come in here, fill out the form, submit electronically, and at ease that we received your request and we will work on it quickly. All right, so now we're going to return to the summary screen. And we're going to drill into the return the file now. You can request a payment plan in myConnect, as you can see here, make a payment, and you can even make estimated payments. And the view file returns and view period details will touch base a little bit after this. We'll show you how to amend the return, but let's get into file a return. So as you can see, I'm filing for the tax year December 31st, 2024, and I'm a single filer as based on my prior return, but I can change that because I'm going in now to file my return. And the due date is April 15 of 2025. So now I'm going to go ahead and click File Now. And this, there's a lot of information here to read up. And now I'm going to go ahead and click Next. And now I'm in the form. But before I do that, myConnect has a Save Draft feature. Very good feature, very cool feature. So let's say it's a long return, so you're filling out all the schedules and everything, and you don't have all the information that day, and you're like, oh shoot, how do I get out of this? Do I, lose everything and then start over again? No worry. You just click on the Save Draft feature, and this will save your return for 30 business days in the system. Let's say at the end of the 30 business days, you will get an email notification in your inbox to say, hey, Randy, you know what? You started a return. If you'd like to continue the return, log back in and continue the return. Or you can just leave it, don't do anything, and the system will automatically delete the return from the system. Now, for demo purposes today, I'm not going to say finish later. I'm just going to simply say continue editing. All right, now I'm back into the return. My filing status will be single again. And as you can see, many of the fields are already pre-filled because we have that information on file. So it saves a lot of time filing your return. So now we're going to go next. We're going to select the CT 1040 return. That's the return we're filing. Here's a question for the Access CT Health. I'm going to say no to that. Next. And now I'm going to enter my federal adjusted gross income in here. Do you have any Schedule 1 subtractions to enter? So I'm going to go ahead and say yes and yes to these. I'm just going to go ahead and enter on line 31 some figures in there. And I'm going to go ahead and click next. And the cool part of myconneCT is we enter all the required fields and we do all the calculations for you. So earlier you heard my colleagues, they talk about the subtractions in Schedule 1, the military retirement pay. Here's some military retirement. We'll plug some numbers in there, show you how it looks like. And also they talk about 48B, which is the pension or unity income. And here again, I'm just going to enter some dollar amount in here. And this is the schedule they were talking about earlier, Schedule 1, subtraction from federal adjusted gross income. So I enter all my figures. Everything looks good. As you can see, line 50, total subtraction, sum of lines 39 through 49. All right, everything looks good. Now I'm going to go next. So every page that you go by and you enter information, this figure is going to change. So right now it's telling me my balance due is $3,341, but I'm not done completing the return yet, so I still need to go more. Here is the property schedule. Yes, I do have some property information to enter. I'm going to enter that amount in there real quick here, my Hartford house, and then I'm going to enter my payment date. And of course, the payment date needs to be in the filing year because that's when you're eligible to take the credit. So it's 2024. And you can see it does all the calculations for you here for the credit. See how easy it is. I didn't have to do any take out a calculator and do any of these calculations. So that's the cool thing about myconneCT filing a return. And even so, any of these schedules, look over to the right, you will see that we give a brief description about all the different schedules on each pages. If you need more detailed information on these schedules, we do have an instructions booklet hyperlink. This will take you to the Connecticut Revenue Services page where you can read up more on these schedules. So I'm going to go ahead and click next. I don't have any of these other schedules to enter, no CTIT credits. I do have individual use tax because I purchased some items on the internet, but I didn't pay any taxes. So now I'm reporting my taxes on line 68B, which is 6.35%. And I'm going to go ahead and enter that amount in there. And now I'm going to go click next. Now I'm the withholding schedule. This is the important part. And I have my W-2 to enter. And as you can see in my drop down, let's say not only W-2, but if you have W-2G, 1099s, K-1s, unemployment, you enter all of that information here. I'm going to go ahead and enter my federal ID and my Connecticut wages. And then I'm going to go ahead and enter my federal income tax withheld and my Connecticut wage withheld. Now, let's say if you have more than one W-2s or 1099s to enter, you continue entering them. If you have more than 5 of them to enter, after line 18E, there's going to be a pop-up on the screen says, would you like to enter supplemental W-2s and 1099s? You can do so by clicking yes, and then you can enter as many as you want. All right, now I am in the EITC schedule. I don't have any earned income tax credit to enter. And I missed a question. So anything that you do in myconneCT, if you miss one of the questions, the required questions, you're not going to be able to go to the next screen. We will stop you and we will tell you what's the error is. And as you can see, my dollar amount now changed because I enter my W-2 information, and it looks like it's telling me my balance due is $1,676. And I'm going to go next. There's no pass-through information, no interest underpayment. And now this gives me a summary of any prior payments. So let's say if I'm making extension payments, estimated payments, all of that will pre-fill in these fields for you. We do have the attachments. I talked earlier about the attachment screen. So let's say if you wanted to attach a document here to send to the department, you can do so by clicking on the add attachment on the green button. I'm going to go ahead and click next, and now I'm in the summary screen. As you can see, everything summarized nicely here for you. All the different schedules that I enter, we have the income information. The next panel is the tax information and the refund information and the amount that you owe. And as you can see, line 30, it says my amount owed is $1,676. And now I'm on the payment screen. I have the option of doing a payment plan because I'm filing the return brand new. So the department give you an option for a payment plan, or you can pay after filing, meaning that you can send a check in the mail to the department. Or for now, at ease, if let's say if you wanted to say like, I wanted to make this payment, I don't want my check to sit in the mail, worrying if it's going to meet there or when it's going to post to my account, if it's going to, go after April 15, if I'm going to get penalized or anything like that. So to be at ease, we say pay with using bank account or credit card. So for this demo purposes, I'll show you how to pay with bank account. Of course, the credit card, if you choose the credit card, there is a fee involved because it's going to a third-party website. However, I'm going to go ahead and choose bank account because I know it's free from a checking or savings account and there's no fee involved. I'm going to go ahead, as you can see on my screen, the dollar amount is there. I'm just going to go ahead and confirm my dollar amount. And because I'm filing this return early on February 26th, I do have the option to schedule my payment all the way up to April 15. After April 15, the system will not allow you to schedule a timely return and payment. So I'm going to go ahead and select February 26th because I do want it to make my payment come out early and get to the department early. You have the option to enter a new payment channel, and the reason why it's defaulting because I used this in the past to pay my estimated tax. But let's say if you wanted to enter a new bank account, you'll simply select direct deposit in the direct payment in the drop down, enter my routing number. Once you enter your routing number, the bank name display in the system, and it tells you, yes, it's my bank, and I know it's my routing number, so I know I'm doing the right thing. Now I'm going to enter my account number, and we do have an option to confirm the bank account number, and it's checking or savings. It's checking for me. And again, here, if you wanted to save the bank account for future, you can do so. If not, you just said no, click next. And now I am on the terms and conditions and on the declaration page. And as you can see here, the sentence says the amount of direct payment will be $16.76 and will be initiated on February 26, 2025. The signature is electronic signature, so all you do is just simply enter your name, your full name, and then you click submit, and there you go. It's that easy to file your income tax on myconneCT. You will get a confirmation number as well in your inbox, and we do have a printable copy here, and once you click on the printable copy, this will open up a PDF. Once you open up a PDF, this will summarize all the different schedules for you. Up here, you will see the payment information and the dollar amount and all of that good stuff here. So let's say if, for example, you walk away from this computer and you said, oh, you know what, I should have printed a copy. Don't worry, you can always get a copy, and I'll show you how to get a copy after I return OK. Now I'm back into the summary screen. Once I'm in the summary screen, I'm going to go ahead and click on the More tab. On the More tab, there's a Start Submission. And then I'm going to go ahead and locate the CT1040, and this is the one I just filed. And there's a print hyperlink here. Once I click on the print hyperlink, it will open up the PDF again for me. Now I'm going to return back over to the summary screen, and we'll talk a little bit about the amended return. I'm not going to get into details of file the return to take up all your time, but we're going to go ahead and click on View File Returns and View Period Details. And this is where all the different periods will be listed. And then let's say, for example, if I wanted to amend December of 2022, I scroll over to the right, click on the View or Amended Return. And once I click onto that, I click on the amended hyperlink, click Next. And how you know that you're in the amended return, there's a big banner on the top says, this is an amended return. Enter the amounts that should have been reported on this return to correct the original return. So what you do, you make any changes to these fields, and then you go all the way to confirmation number, and that's what completes your amending of the return. Now I'm going to return back over to the summary screen, and that's all I have to show you today, how easy it is to get into myconneCT and just create a username and password, all the different features that we do have to make a payment, extension payments, estimated payments, look up what's my refund, what's my 1099, or where's my refund, I'm sorry. And then all of that stuff you can done by not logging in. By logging in, you can file your returns, and there's a lot more you can do in myconneCT, update your addresses, make sure that we have the correct address on file for you to correspond with you. You can even correspond securely with DRS through the through email or attachments. And thank you all for listening today. And now hand it over to Kelly.
Thank you, Randy. Great job. Good morning, everybody. My name is Kelly McLaughlin. Today, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the DRS Taxpayer Education Center. The Taxpayer Education Center can be found halfway down the DRS homepage at portal.ct.gov/DRS. The Taxpayer Education Center was created through the lens of a Connecticut taxpayer. The TPEDC provides informational videos and other educational resources like registration for any upcoming webinars and new business flyers. We have videos that are specific to navigating our website. Then there are 2 video series, one for Connecticut residents filing and paying the Connecticut income tax, and the second series is for Connecticut non-resident and part-year residents filing and paying Connecticut income tax. Finally, at the very bottom, you can find any previously recorded webinars, including in about a week's time, the recording of this webinar will be posted for you to review. You will also receive an email with a link to view the recording when it's ready. Videos will be added and updated often to reflect the most asked questions from taxpayers. The videos provide a quick and easy walkthrough of the topic presented. Also today, you will receive an email with a brief survey about this webinar. Please take a few minutes to fill out the survey because your feedback is appreciated and helpful to prepare for future webinars. Thank you, and now I will hand it back over to Shana and Toju for the question and answer portion of this webinar.
Thank you, Kelly. And now we will go over a few frequently asked taxpayer questions. Can you help us with some of the questions, Shana?
Yeah, sure, Toju, but only if you can assist me in answering some questions too.
I'll try. First question is, where can I get more information about the 2025 Form CTW4P?
Good question. So to find more information, you can visit Informational Publication 2025(7). Is my Connecticut withholding correct?
Thank you. And if I don't complete and submit Form CTW4P for a lump sum distribution, will income tax be withheld?
Yes, income tax will be withheld at the highest marginal rate of 6.99%. You ready to answer a few questions, Toju?
Yes, I am.
All right, so can I request that no Connecticut income tax be withheld?
Yes, taxpayers can enter code E on line 1 of the Connecticut W4 or the CTW4P.
Good information. So will Connecticut income tax be withheld from my qualified Roth distribution?
The answer is no, because it is an after-tax distribution.
Good to know. So that will wrap up our question and A segment of this webinar. Thank you for those taking time out of your day to join us for the 2024 Pension and Annuity Overview. We hope to see you at tomorrow's Earned Income Tax Credit webinar. Have a good day.